Right, so today I want to talk to you a little bit about an app that I've come across from word of mouth, and you've probably heard of it at some point. Some of you may not have done. And it's called, who knows how to pronounce it? Waze. I'm calling it Waze because, you know, it's just Japanese vernacular. Okay, so why am I making this video about Waze? Well, it's just more about what the experience I've had with it, and it's been a bit bizarre, really. The main reason I've decided to make this video is really to give a bit of information about what a lot of people don't quite realise about it and what they should really be thinking about before going into this app. First of all, I'm going to get out of the way. It's a perfectly fine sat-nav for getting about. Okay, this isn't what the video is about. The video is mostly about the application's problems. But yeah, if you want a basic sat-nav that will do its job, it works alright. It will get you lost quite a lot, and as I'll come on to later, I still prefer Google Maps for getting around, especially on long distance journeys where you don't have to worry too much about turns. But this is the main problem with Waze. It is not a sat-nav. It's a social media tool, and it has been pitched as a social media tool. It's a free app that you can get on Android and presumably iPhone, and there's a big problem with it. The main thing they've tried to do with it is they've tried to turn a sat-nav into a social media tool. Now, I'm going to argue a bit cliche, it's all going to be from common sense, right? Common sense is the main thing I'm going to use here. A lot of people, when driving, rely on their things like, you know, eyes and ears and what they're doing on the road. It has to be pretty much axiomatic to this argument that you have to be concentrating on the road. Anything that distracts you from your driving, you know, mobile phones, radios, pretty much anything is bad for you whilst you're driving. It can muck up your concentration, and anyone who disagrees with that really needs to answer, you know, be a bit honest with themselves. I find it a bit silly sometimes. I think, well, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, radios, etc. We press a button on the sat nav and we want it to do nothing else. We want it to send us where we need to, and we don't have to interact with it. I've had plenty of moments with using this app where I've been distracted by it, by getting caught up in what it's doing, and quite impressed with it actually, and then thinking, oh crap, I nearly crashed into a car. Yeah, it happens, okay? This is what's going to happen with this application a lot of the time, and here's why. There's two main reasons. One is messaging. That's right, I'm not joking. A sat nav trying to get you to message people whilst they're driving. Right, a lot of people will be saying, right, well, I'm only meant to use it whilst I'm in traffic jams, you know, I'm not going anywhere, I should really start using it then. Right, okay, that's fine, but you know what human nature is like. Human beings will get lazy, they will get overly cocky, and they will use it in the wrong way. They will be trying messaging people whilst on driving. The way the application works is you can drop little icons onto the map where you are and tell people where traffic jams are, etc. And that's brilliant because it gets you updated, etc. You know what's happening there and then. Again, Google Maps does this all for you anyway, automatically. I don't know how they do it, whether it's via GPS or whether they just kind of strip data from other applications. Right. The next biggest problem is what I call the Mario Kart effect, and it's pretty much apt really. They will drop what's known as sweets onto the map when you get traffic jams, you go through a certain route, and they will entice you to go down certain routes to collect icons. That's right, they're actually trying to pretty much make you get pickups and power-ups whilst you're driving. So never mind if you're going the right way or not, you've got to get these power-ups to get extra points, and points mean prizes. You know, that's the hook, isn't it, really? They're trying to hook you into using the application more often. Now, the two main things that I can see them saying it before I've even come out with these words, and it's going to be all from the marketing team. None of it's going to be from anything to do with the technical team, because let's be face it, they're going to be told what to say if they have to make a public statement. The marketing team is going to be saying something along the lines of, well, you know, it's responsible users. Everyone's got to be, you know, making their own decisions on this, and yeah, I'm going to make a decision on this myself on this one. It sucks, okay? The marketing team is going to come out and say things like, it's a tool for helping others get around, you know, this is how we make our money through advertising, etc., trying to get people engaged with sat-nav. You don't want to get people engaged with sat-nav. People need to be engaged with the road in front of them, okay? There's a reason why we have a law against mobile phones, etc., and most people agree with it. It's just a common sense thing, and it is a common sense thing. You need to be concentrating what's in front of you. And I get cocky when I'm driving and thinking I can get away with it, and I don't, okay? A sat-nav should be something practical. It should not be something fun or engaging or pitched towards getting in touch with other users, other drivers on the road, okay? No matter how much you spin it, every bit of scientific data that's come out about driving habits, about safety on the roads, everything from the police has indicated you need to be paying attention to what's going on around you. I get distracted by the music on my radio sometimes, you know, zone out for a bit, and you get away with it because you're driving slowly. How many times have you been mucking around with the sat-nav and not noticed something? And they're trying to get you to touch things on the sat-nav all the time, put dots on, thumbs up things that, like if there's a vehicle that's broken down, you've got to thumbs it up to make sure it's community sourced, and from there they'll decide what's the most relevant. You know, it's trying to rule out malicious data. Absolute rubbish. Okay, unless you're absolutely in a dead stop, okay, you should not be touching anything. Use the sat-nav. Sat-nav should be you plug in the route and let it do its own thing. Okay, and without any hesitation, I will say it's a terrible idea. Okay, they are trying. It's a free app, so they're trying to make some money off it by getting people to use it like Facebook. Okay, I shouldn't really have to be explaining this, but some people probably don't know about it, and I'm aware that what I'm doing at the moment is a bit of a Streisand effect. Okay, just me making this complaint video is going to get people interested in the app, and they're going to start using it, and they'll probably overlook a few things I've said and just go from there, and they won't do anything else. They'll just be kind of okay, and they'll start using it and forget about it. There'll be other users that have already been using it for years, probably got used to it, and probably have a bias towards it and just like it. Okay, and they'll be like, oh no, I don't use that. You should be responsible for your own drive. It's your own fault if you get stuck like that. And that's the kind of argument that I hear a lot of things. That's like saying, well, you know, people should be responsible for drunk driving. They shouldn't be drinking whilst they're driving. So why do we have drink driving laws? You know, it's like anything. Society exists to kind of look after itself. And in order to do that, they have to set rules because people muck about, and humanity is not perfect. Okay, the human condition doesn't let people get away with every freedom possible. Okay, so let's be clear: this is an application that's a social media app. It is not a sat-nav app. Okay, and let's go back to what I said earlier. You get lost on this app a lot. Okay, about 50% of the time when I've taken a wrong route, or if I've got major traffic ahead of me, Google Maps will give me the most common sense route. It will just give me the general route for the area to get back. WAZE will, I don't know how exactly the algorithm works, whether it does it via past data or current recent data and does a heuristic. It's probably heuristic, I would imagine. It will just send you down all these little back roads and try and get you around the back way. Okay, that doesn't save me any time at all, and I've got more lost using it than anything else. And it forces me to faff around with the touchscreen again on my Android. I'm engaging with it more again. Okay, so no, I know I've waffled on a bit, look here, and a lot of the points I've made have not been so concise because, as you've probably noticed, I'm talking whilst driving, which is fine. People do talk whilst they're driving, and I'm sure there'll be someone out there trying to pull me up as being a hypocrite. Say, whoa, you're making a video. No, I'm not touching the buttons, and this is going to be edited later, so if I have to stop, I'll just start again, so it's not a problem for me. Oh my god, Waze, what are you doing to me? Okay, I've been using this app for about 6 months now, and I've never even heard of it other than word of mouth, and I really think most people should just avoid it. Not for anything to do with how good it is technically. It's technically fine, not great, but you know, it helps you out with a heads-up display of where you're going, and it's a lot easier to use than Google Maps in that respect. I will be perfectly honest in that aspect. But it is absolutely horrendous for trying to do anything safely. It's Mario Kart on your Android. If we ever get heads-up displays that show us the road in front of us, you know, that you get like, you know, holographics or something showing me exactly where I need to go, etc. WAZE, you can bet your bottom dollar that's going to be Bluetoothed into it, and they're going to be sticking stuff on the road, so you're going to be like hitting pedestrians like power coins, so Mario Kart, and it'll be exactly like that. And they'll back it up with the idea, well, it's just meant to be used responsibly. You know, we're not liable for anything we do. It's the user at the end of the day. He ticked the boxes saying he agrees to this. Bollocks, absolute bollocks. Okay, don't use this app. It's awful for that main reason. You will get so distracted, and it's probably going to be a good thing that someone gets killed by this app, because it will stop them. They'll probably turn around and say, well, it was the user's fault, you shouldn't be driving with it on. They'll get away with it for a while, but it's going to take, as in many things in this world, it's going to take someone getting killed before something gets changed, and that's probably going to hurt a lot of the other apps on the market as well, with the the government putting a lot of laws in that don't really need to be put in, okay? Because we haven't used common sense. So all I say for the time being, I'll probably add a bit more in things. Don't use this app. Check it out if you want to do something useful with it, if you think you can use it responsibly. But don't listen to the marketing when they talk about this app. Think for yourself, and I'm not going to tell you what to do, but really my recommendation is to not use it. Just stick with Google Maps, or maybe see if there's another alternative. Maybe even just buy a Garmin if you're not too faffed about putting about 50 quid forward, and go from there, alright?